Hey, welcome back to a new video. This is obviously a different kind of video that's happening right now. Today we're going to be unboxing the Switch Lite in turquoise. The pictures are like so clear you feel like you can almost hold them. So right now I'm just like going over the box. The box is actually like pretty sturdy. I would expect nothing less from Nintendo, but opening the flaps up just to pull out like a little cartridge cradle thingy. And even that cardboard is like super sturdy. I was a little surprised that they just like wrapped it in plastic, and I was like, oh, okay. But holding the Switch in the hands feels really nice. It's a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be. So even though this is a unboxing slash customization video, my main thing is protecting the Switch. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on a screen protector. And since I literally just pulled it out the box, I'm just gonna wipe it down because I had fingerprints all over it, and then put the screen protector on. Now, I am so finicky. I lifted the screen protector and put it down, which you're about to see, so many times, which started the corner of disappointment. On the right hand side of my Switch to this day, everything is just a little askewed, and it started from the screen protector. So as you can see, it wasn't quite lined up, so I took it off, realigned it, and tried to push it back down. And I want to say I pick it up one more time and put it back down because it quite wasn't lined up. So kudos to that screen protector because it was holding on pretty sturdy. Granted, like I said, the corner of disappointment has now appeared, and I was starting to scuff that little area up. So after this time, I'm like, let me just go ahead and lay this all the way down and leave it be, or else I'm gonna have to use another screen protector because I done destroyed this one. So I'm using the little cardboard flappy thingy majig to just like smooth out, get any of the air bubbles out of it so it lays nice and flat, super duper like flush to the Switch. And I'm just going through clicking all the buttons because they do feel amazing. Like, it's very satisfying to click the buttons. Turning the Switch on, and in this moment I'm just taking a couple of seconds here to start the programming process, if that's what you want to call it, like registering the Switch, whatever. So just going through rotating it, and then we're going back to the box to see all the stuff that comes with it, which is literally like a warranty piece of paper and this big ass charger. This thing is a brick, y'all. This charger is so huge. It plugs in from the bottom, and it is all that you need in life. So I bought a clear case and a memory card. Everything is from Amazon or Etsy, and everything is going to be linked in the description below of all the stuff that I bought, everything that you're going to see in the video. So pulling out the memory card, which it's like 128 gigs for like $25 or something like that. I had to buy it, and it's so stinking cute. It's so cute. Look at it. It's a mushroom. How can you not love it? It's a mushroom. Anyways, so bought that memory card so it doesn't eat up the internal memory on the Switch, since I knew I was going to buy a lot of digital games just for the sheer convenience. And the memory card goes in the slot to the bottom, and games go on top. So you see me pointing that out there. And try not to break the memory card because I couldn't figure out which way to put it in. Y'all excuse my ashy ankles. Yep, we're not editing this part. Them ashy knuckles. So going through, finally put it in because it like requires you to update it or something when you put in a memory card for the first time, if I remember correctly. Now let me just say this. Do not put this case on all willy-nilly because you're not going to get this case on. My best advice to you would be to put in what triggers are first like slide in, trigger up, and then everything snaps around it. Because as you see here, the struggle is ever so real trying to get this bad boy in. So finally got it on, and honestly, like, the case is cool. It's open-ended. I personally would have preferred a case that snapped on and it protected the entire Switch, but I was just so doggone excited to get one since stupid people were buying them and selling them at an exorbitant rate, not paying $600 for a Switch. Besides the point. So we're on to the skin. Now, I will say this video, I filmed it like 2 weeks apart, like this whole thing, because pieces, since we're in the middle of a whole pandemic and the mailing system has been, overworked, underworked, reduced, and all of that, a lot of things were coming in not when they were supposed to. So the skin came in a little bit later, and then some more stuff came in like weeks later down the road. So the skin is Shop Emily G, which, let me just say this before y'all like roast me in the comments. This was my first time ever putting on a skin. I had no idea what I was doing, as you will see. I had no idea what I was doing. So I decided to use the back piece first, since my thought process was, it's all one giant ass piece. I can just take the piece and then lay it, like match up the holds and lay it down. Honestly, I feel like the front piece is easier, since you just have to match like buttons and holds and whatnot. So I probably lifted and put down this skin more times than I honestly can count. Like, there's a whole 5-minute section of this video that I cut out of me lifting and putting it down, and the stickiness was still like really there, so I appreciate that. One of the reasons why I kept like lifting it up and putting it down and lifting it up and putting it down was, like, I'm not a perfectionist by any stretch of the imagination, but if I feel like I have the power to make it look like how I want it to look, then I'm gonna work really hard at it if I feel like I'm capable of doing it. And I felt like I was capable of doing it, and it just progressed more with my corner of disappointment. After so many times of like pushing and pulling and tugging on it, the skin does tend to stretch just a little bit, so be careful of that. So lifting it back up, and at this point I'm stretching it a little bit because I felt like it should have been a little bit more towards the front to create a better, like, seamless look, and for the holds to fit better too, because the holds weren't quite lining up. So now I'm taking a blow dryer, and it says this in the instructions too, to take a blow dryer to help like smooth out and really like cement the skin onto the device itself. And I'm just going in there and I'm like finagling these tiny pieces to try to get it to be like super smooth, because that particular corner was very like bubbly. It was real like rough. It was a little ashy. And it was probably because how I laid it, but I know what to do to fix it so it wouldn't be like crinkly looking. So I'm just going through, adjusting it, readjusting it. To be honest with you, I find that just body heat, like rubbing at it with your fingers or something, just does such an amazing job. When you blow dry it, it does give the skin more like pliability to stretch a little bit more if you need it to. But this particular, like I said, this is my first skin, but the skin is cut exactly to the Switch. It is a tight fit. It, there's no getting around it. Like, it is made precisely for it. So if you don't lay it almost perfectly, you will probably have a couple of seams in there. So I'm going through with that same like cardboard cutout thing from the screen protector, and I'm using that to just help smooth the edges, lengthening the edges a little bit more so they land in a better place. So yeah. This poor tab. I'm so amazed that I did not rip the skin. So kudos to Shop Emily G. I want to say that's the actual name of the shop, is Shop Emily G. That's a tough skin. That is a tough skin she got going on there. Well, I'm assuming it's a she. They. Sorry. So I'm going through relifting it because, like I said, I felt like I had the capabilities of making it look how I wanted it to look. So I wasn't going to stop until I got it there. Now, let me say with this particular skin, and I feel like you can see it right here, is I ordered it with added glitter in there. So it's extra cute and extra girly. I want to say it's like an extra $1, but don't quote me. When you order the skin, it'll have like a prompt that will ask you if you want to laminate it with glitter. And I said yes. All of yes. Please give yes. So, still working that corner of disappointment. Maneuvering it through some more just to get it to look. In the end, once I finally got it to a place, I have to say, like, I was pretty satisfied with how it looked. So just running it through all over on all the edges to make sure that they're fitting properly, that everything's in the place that it needs to be, and that everything is smooth. I kept pressing the buttons and turning it on. I didn't realize I had the switch on the whole time. So now I am going to the front of it, which I ain't gonna hold you. The front intimidated me because I thought it was gonna be like not one big piece, but like one piece when it's actually like several pieces that you have to put together. And baby, Emily had all the pieces for your ass. She had every piece that you could want. A 10-piece, a 2-piece, 5-piece, and some nuggets. You hear me? She had all the pieces. So once you line up the buttons and all of the holes of where it's supposed to be, it's actually super duper easy. So if it's your first time putting on a skin, like how it is my first time putting on a skin here, I recommend start with the front piece. The front piece is really easy. Now, do not make the mistake that I make, which was stretching out the bottom part of it, I'm gonna call it the chin strap of the skin, because there's another piece. You can still see some blue on the face of the Switch. There's another piece that goes on top of that. So instead of like trying to stretch it out to cover and make it blend, let it lay exactly how it was cut, because on my going at this, I stretched that part right there a little too much, so it doesn't quite fit how it's supposed to. She's a little saggy. So this is me trying to make it match the seam, because I wanted it to be completely seamless. I had this beautiful like color gradient of the skin itself, and I wanted the seams to touch. So I'm lifting it up, trying to stretch it to get it over to the seam, when if I had laid probably everything correctly from the back, it would have been perfect. So I'm heating it up, stretching it over, like pushing it so that the seams meet, so that they're perfect. And I will say, on the other side, I didn't have these problems. So on the other side of the Switch, it's like super matched up, super perfect, super seamless. Because when you do get them to match, it's a super seamless effect. Now, these are all the extra pieces that I'm talking about. Now, I personally didn't put the pieces, like the button pieces on. I will say, I don't know if you're supposed to put them on. I watched a lot of like Switch customization videos before I made my own. And I didn't remember seeing them put the little button pieces on their buttons. But they're there and you can use them. So do with it as you so please. Now, for the inner chin strap of the skin, because I put on my screen protector first, it is elevated. So you can see it's not laying like super completely flush to the Switch. It is a little elevated, a little raised. So it's not incredibly seamless. But I will say, for me personally, I didn't mind that because my thought process into getting the Switch was to protect the investment of that first, not the skin. So that's why I put on my screen protector first, so that I could protect the screen of the Switch. And if that compromised how the look of the skin was, I was cool with it. But overall, I was very happy. And there's additional pieces that you can put onto the tabs if you want to completely cover it, like the SD slot or the game slot. And because I made this mistake too, if you don't care what side of the color it's on, as in, like, the color gradient that I have is like pink, yellow, and blue. One side is more yellow, one side is more blue. And there are little matching tablet sticker things to match. Matching tablet, anyways. But there's matching, things to go with that. Completely messed it up. Put the wrong stickers on the wrong side. So it creates like a little bit of a disturbance, but I ain't gonna lie to you, I actually didn't mind it. And there's thinner stickers that go on the top to cover up every single piece of your Switch. So that's what I did, and you see me there. And they're very specific. When I say it's cut like perfectly to the need or the look of that particular thing, it is. So you'll see if you accidentally put something on the wrong side, like if it has an extra hole or slash or slit in it, it's obviously meant for somewhere else. So I'm just going through, putting on the stickers, getting my blow dryer to really smooth it out, getting it where it needs to be, and using that cardboard tool pusher thing to really lock everything in place so that the skin just sticks to the Switch. I'm in love. I love the way it looks. I love how it feels with the skin on. It's like really, I don't want to say satiny, but like a vinyl. Like really, really smooth to the touch. Super pleased. Super pleased. Cannot begin to like just say how pleased I was with the end product of the skin. So now we're gonna move on to blinging out the case for the Switch. So I just have it like on standby so I can pull out these rhinestone stickers and like put it where I want it to be once I actually put the case on it. Because for me, I had some trouble getting the case on and off because I didn't know what I was doing. So right now I have these stickers, and like I said, everything will be linked in the description down below. And I'm just kind of mapping out what I want to see, what I want to do with it, so I could have a semi-blinged out case. Now, let me say this. I ordered more stickers than what you guys actually see on the screen, but like I mentioned earlier, because of COVID and just snail mail response times. I got I got the new stickers, or the other stickers, literally like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and this was filmed back in May. Like, I ordered it at the beginning of May and I got them like a week ago. And this is August. So like the beginning of August, I've been waiting for some of these things because some of them do come out of China, and I'm in the United States, so the relationships between the two countries and like all of this and this, it just has slowed down the process for getting things. So it was supposed to be more blinged out, but the stickers never came on time, and I wasn't gonna go and like re-record any pieces of this video, especially now that I've been playing my Switch. The rhinestone's been falling off, so it looks a little janky, and I cannot find the bundle of stickers to replace it. So no, I wasn't gonna re-record it, but now I'm just using like cornered rhinestones to hit the corners and go with the curvature of the case to make it look fancy. Then the whole time trying to figure out my angles, be like, where should I go, where should I be? So I'm just using a regular pen to pretend to measure anything, because it didn't matter in the end. I'm like, let me just eyeball it and go from there, and if it didn't match, who cares, because it's mine, and if I'm okay with it, then everyone's okay with it. So that's what we've got so far with the 3 stickers. I've seen some videos where they do all of the rhinestoning like by hand, like gem by gem, and man, your girl ain't had it in her to do all of that. That's why I preferred the rhinestone stickers, because it just made it a lot easier, and customizing it took like little to no time, and they're very inexpensive. Like, they're very cheap. I want to say they were like 69 cents. Don't give me the line. Don't give me the line. It's going to be linked in the description down below. But I thought that they were particularly inexpensive, and it just makes everything look so snazzy, so quick. So outlining it, and that's when I realized that both sides of the case and the Switch are not even. So I had to do a little bit of adjusting so it didn't like end up in one of the holes or something like that. So after putting that on, I have to say I was as pleased as a platypus. So excited, and that's where I learned to put the triggers in first and then slide your Switch in. And here we have, this is what it looks like with the case on. Now, I will say the bottom rhinestones are kind of blocking the moon of the skin, but you know, I'm actually not upset at that. It's a case, you can take it on, you can take it off. So now here I bought a protective case, and it was Mario themed. How cute. So when I do my traveling, it has all the little characters on there. So in here, this is a big boy Switch. So I have the Switch Lite. That is for the original Switch. It has like 6 slots that you can hold games, and even the earbuds have the little M logos. So putting it in there, strapping it in, and everything fits really nice. It's like really well made, super sturdy. I was thinking about adding stickers to the back, which I ended up doing with Yuri on Ice, but this is like the final product of everything. I really loved how it came out. I did end up adding the stickers to the back triggers. So pleased, so happy. Thanks for watching.